Om. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some secrets of Jacob Rothschild. If you don't know Jacob Rothschild, a multi-billionaire, comes from the trillionaire Rothschild family, recently passed away in 2024. Also is reportedly the inspiration for the character of Mr. Burns in The Simpsons. So, I'm going to be sharing some secrets about him, some of the numerology secrets, and showing how they're using numerology. Now, if you aren't following me on Substack, this is for my YouTube audience, this video. Check out my archives because I have a lot of the Rothschild secrets, billionaire secrets, and a lot of stuff. To get there, you go to amunra.com and just click on Substack at the top. amunra.com, and you click on the Substack at the top. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Jacob Rothschild. Now, let's first look at the Rothschild name. The Rothschild name is very interesting. You can see why they have so much money. Rothschild itself is a 37-1. 37-1 is the royal star of Taurus, or the royal star of the bull. This number is one of the 4 royal stars in the zodiac, which is 23, royal star of the lion, which is Leo, royal star of the bull, which is Taurus, 37. Then you have the star of man, 51, and then you have the star of Persia, 65. These are the 4 royal stars. Of those, 23 and 37 are considered the best. 37 in particular is associated with money, wealth. Why? Because Taurus, royal star of the bull. Taurus is the bankers. Taurus is about money. It's a natural second house. And this is where this money energy comes from. And if you look a little closer at the name Rothschild, you'll see it has only 2 vowels, O and I. O and I. O is 7, I is 1, 7 plus 1 is 8, also money. But here's where you really get a good look at it. The pyramid of Rothschild is 72-9. 72-9 is a number in the ancient texts associated with permanent wealth, with generational wealth. So do you think it's a coincidence that their last name, this famous Rothschild name, banking dynasty, happens to be the royal star of the Taurus? This is Chaldean or Chaldean numerology, it's not Pythagorean. Happens to be the royal star of Taurus, and also happens to pyramid to 72-9, the number of permanent wealth, generational wealth. Banking, generational wealth, banking, permanent wealth. They made all their money in the stock market using banks, the central banking system. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Is that a coincidence? It's not. So, with that said, let's now get into Jacob, one of the most recognizable of the Rothschilds, one of the most successful, and one of the wealthiest. Now, what's interesting about Jacob, now, before let me set this up real quick, it's not a secret that the British royal families and these elite families are using C-sections to have their children. Shout out GG33 for turning me on this information. I since have actually have a separate case study on that, on, I think it was Daniel Rothschild, where his birthday is ridiculous. And you can clearly see it's a very a good case for C-sections, and that one is going to be under, I believe it's going to be this one, Benjamin Rothschild. Proof elites are using numerology. Check out that blog if you haven't seen. This is all free. These are my archives. Again, amunra.com. You can go to Substack and you can find it. So, what's interesting about Jacob is Jacob would happen to be born in the house of Taurus. Jacob's birthday falls in the house of Taurus. So he was born in the house of Taurus. He has the Rothschild name, which is the royal star of the Taurus. And what happens is, because he was born in the house of Taurus, that means any of the Taurus energy is going to be that much more amplified. So that's the beginning of this. Now, let's take a little closer. By the way, this 37, as you can see, is one of the top royal star, literally a royal star, is seen with a lot of the royals. King Charles has it, Prince Catherine of Wales has it, the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II has it, Prince Philip, Princess Royal, Anne. So they have this. There's many more. I have a whole case study on the royals as well. So I mentioned the generational wealth. Now let's look at this guy, what he did. Very, very interesting. So he was born 29th, which is 2 plus 9 is an 11. He's born in a 7 life path. You have the 7-11 dynamic, which means he's a very, very intelligent man, very influential man. And he's very, very good at influencing other people. But also, he has high potential for psychic gifts as well. Right place, right time, and good at reading things, making very, very good decisions based on instincts. But let's look at this deeper. He has a 13-4 name. So let's take a look at his chart. This is his full legal name. Now, this is a good case for the legal name holds the power, not the stage name. And now this goes back to the ancient times with the gods. I'm sure you've heard the story of Ra and Isis. Isis had to trick Ra to get his full real name, because the gods, Isis, Thoth, Ra, these were stage names. These were titles. They weren't their actual real name. The real name holds the power. So there's a whole mythology around how Isis tricked Ra by having a snake bite him that only she had the cure for, or she poisoned him somehow and she only had the cure for. And the only way she would give this cure is if he had to reveal his name. And once he revealed his name, she got all this power. So in the ancient times, the gods passed this down to the people. This is when numerology was widespread. When people were naming their children, not randomly, but they were designing the names, engineering the names. This is something that I specialize in. This is my bread and butter. So I have a lot of study time around this, a lot of master certification around this. It's the most fascinating subject to me. So what happened was only the parents knew the true name of the child, because the legal name held the power. If people saw the legal name, because everyone was well versed in numerology, they could see the person's destiny, they could see how the person thought, they could see how the person felt, they could see chinks and ways to take advantage of them if they wanted to do that, and they could basically have a lot of their personal information, because what you're looking at here is numeroscopes. These three are based on the name, and by reading this, if you know how to read it, you can see a lot about a person. And it can be used for good, or it can be used for manipulation, of course. So with that said, Jacob Rothschild, this is his stage name, is a six vibration. And I'm going to show you in this case two main reasons why I can tell you, and you'll be able to see clearly that it was the legal name that holds the power, which influenced not only his prosperity and his career path, and also a secret that I'm going to share about his business, but also who he married, and also when he passed away. So, here we can see his full legal name, Nathaniel Charles Jacob Rothschild. You can see a couple of things. Number one, these guys, I'll tell you one of the secrets, they love the number 4, 31 and 13-4. One of the billionaire numbers, you'll see a lot with them as well, but they love it. And so you can see 31 letters, 13-4 is the name. So what happened with Jacob is he married Serena Mary Dunn, who was born on the 28th. Who was also a 13 in the 31-4 life path, who also had a 13-4 legal name. You think that's a coincidence? It's not. As soon as he married her, he opened up his $1 billion, which is now a multi-billion asset banking investment company called RIT Capital Partners. Look at the name he chose for that, 13-4. It is a 58-13-4. 58 is a very special and potentially the most powerful of the 13-4s. It is called the World Conqueror. It is a number that is all about taking the world by surprise, doing something that nobody expected, and having massive and rapid growth very, very quickly, which is exactly what happened. He married at 28. That same year itself, he opened up a company, 13-4. It's interesting because this is another reason why you can tell he's got this 4 energy. He was already part of his family company, which was something Rothschild and Sons, I forget the exact name, which is a 1 name. And 4 rebels against the 1. 4 is the number of rebellion. He rebelled against that and he did his own thing. This is very much a 13-4. They cannot be satisfied with doing something that somebody else has already done. They have to go and do something themselves. Now, if you want to look more closely at the numbers in the sequence of 1 through 9, why these guys love 4 so much? Number 1, it is a number that can cause and create chaos. 13-4 in particular, the death card. They can create their own order by separating themselves and doing their own thing and going against the 1. What is the 1? God, the soul, the divine. 4 is really the fall. That is when, in balance, it can be used to resist the Father, number 1, masculine energy, to go and create our own little order. And what do? They invert it. So all they're doing is taking what's the system and they're simply inverting it. They're creating a new order that they are trying to control. Now, for numerologists, you know very well that 4 constant resets, and 4 ultimately will not stand the test of time, because 4 is a minor destiny number. 8, on the other hand, is a major destiny number. 4 creates minor changes, which means technology, fashion. Technology is always changing. The new iPhone is always coming out. It doesn't actually have stability there. Similar with fashion, fashion's also always changing. Like this, 4 is a number of constant resets. because while it tries to resist, part of the pros and cons of that is they have to constantly shift and change because there's no stability with it. Okay, now moving forward. So we just covered Jacob Rothschild, aka Nathaniel Charles Jacob Rothschild, who has a 4 name, married a person with a 4 name, who's also a 4 life path, who opened up a company that happened to be also a name of 4. These elites are using numerology. Now, let's look at his death real quick. Jacob died in a 8 universal year, 2024. The numbers 4 and 8 are highly karmic. They create upheaval. This is when this temporary change meets a permanent change and a massive chaos happens. So when 4 meets 8, karmic events take place. He passed away on the 26th, February 26th of 2024. So if you've been following my blog, you'll know that how the name meets the day is the spark. I will highlight Anthony Joshua, one of my clear-cut case studies. I have several other ones. That's the one that comes to my mind. Anthony Joshua had a 9 name. He had his major car accident, lost 2 of his friends on a day that add to a 2. 9 and 2 are enemy signs. They create major problems, especially accidents. Now, the finer analysis you'll see in Anthony Joshua, which is all featured on my blog, Substack, is there's a lot of inimical energy that was standing behind it. And those layers are like gas. The spark was in the name, meet the day, and the gas behind it is what caused the explosion of this major karmic event. Now in the case of Jacob, 8 universal year, he's got a 4 name, 4 company, married a 4 person. That was a major clash, which was standing behind this as a overarching theme, but he passed away on the 26th. Then the way his name met the date, 26. He passed away in the house of Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. In Vedic astrology, Jupiter and Venus are enemies. Jupiter is the guru of the gods. Venus is the guru of the demons. Jacob was born in the house of Venus, the house of Taurus. He passed away in the house of Jupiter. So a 4 name met an 8 day. A 4 name met an 8 year. A Venus met a Jupiter. This is when he passed away. Now, if you look deeper into his thing, you can also see he passed away in a 9 life path. Jacob was born on a 2 day. What did I just say about 2 and 9? Also enemies. So he had several layers of this inimical energy standing behind him. That's all on my blog. If you want to dive deeper, you want to read about this, it's here. I also have these case studies which you can see, Secrets of Billionaire Name Numerology, where I'm showing you another case study of billionaire Clemente Del Vecchio and his father Leonardo Del Vecchio, and how the fathers and the sons are passing this information along. You can also see how Jacob passed along this marrying of 28 energy to his son James. That is in this blog. That is in the blog. I believe it's this one here. No, this one. A secret Rothschild technique passed from father to son. Elite numerology secrets revealed using relationships to get money. I reveal a major secret in this that they are using. Okay? So you got to check out my blog. Go to amunra.com and click on Substack, and you'll be able to go there. When you get there, click on my archives. Make sure to subscribe. It's free to subscribe. I'm releasing a lot of case studies, a lot of great information. Now, if you're somebody who wants to start leveraging this information for yourself, business and timing numerology, especially name numerology, using what the elites are using, please come talk to me. Book a reading consultation with me. Right now they're very affordable. You can get them for $50 for 28 minutes. We can talk and decide what we want to do. You can get a full-blown reading from me as well. These are just so I can get my people, make it easy for people to connect with me and get the ball rolling. So I want to get this information out there. Check out my website. You can find it here on my website, amunra.com. Just go to store, go to live reading. If you're interested in name change, you can find that here. And I have some other readings as well as here. One that I recommend is Perfect Timing. It's a reading called Perfect Timing, where I will go through and analyze your different numerology. For example, these are Chaldean destiny rows, or called year rows or year ranks, which goes into finite detail. I have many case studies on these blogs where I show you predictions on how to use these, as well as your personal year and also your Vedic astrology cycles. Looking at Sneeko, I just did a case study on Sneeko. If you missed that one, you can see here, top influencer getting exposed. I go into this and how Sneeko is not really following time so well, which is why he is getting exposed and he's going through a major humiliation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, questions, comments, leave them underneath this video. As always, wishing the best, happy manifesting. God bless. Om.